Boom. Here we go. Let's get this up. That's dropping nice. Lovely jubbly. Let me just put on the chat. Hello to everyone who's in here early. Hello to everyone who's in here early. I don't hear myself. It's awful. Okay, there we go. Boom, live here. Boom. Hello. How is everyone doing? Just need to sort this one thing. Come on. How is everyone? This is dropping nice now. This is good. This is really good. 1 second, guys. I do apologize. There we go. Boom. Let me move this down. There we go. That'll do. Once again, I just want to get this one little... Why is this not loading? Crap. Okay, here we go. Boom. Okay, there we go. We're good. Move this off here. There we go. Hello. Hello, Steph. Hello, Tony. Hello, Ryan. Hello, Steph again. Craig, Harry. Hello. Hello, K-Mops. Hello. So, I don't normally go live on a Friday, but... One second, let me grab this water. Let me make sure I'm prepared. Boom. Okay, put that there. But I thought I'd go live as a couple of things. One is I had an absolutely amazing time speaking to Mark today. He's been obviously flown out to Dubai. We were on the trading floor for a long time today, which was really nice. So had a great conversation with him and went over a few things. And there's some things we went over there, which I'd like to re-go over here. So gold had a bit of shenanigans in the market today. Yeah, definitely shenanigans. Unfortunately, I mean, we'll start off by just going over today. Race back from Sheffield in the storm for this. Don't let me down. We'll do it again. For those who didn't see my message in Telegram as well, we're going to be going over some very basics in this live. Some things which I went over today, and the reason for this is because basically when I was recording like a little one-to-one with Mark and we were going over some things, the guys behind the cameras, obviously we want to record it so you guys can get the value as well, and afterwards they were there like, yo, we've had like all sorts of traders you know, on this trading floor, like, and we see them like teaching whoever, and we see them explaining their strategy to other traders, etc. And then we get involved in this, that, and the other. But we've never heard someone like explain it like that. And they were really like interested, and so seeing their like eyes light up, and then literally I spent like an hour and a half speaking to them after as well with Mark. And so seeing that, I wanted to just bring that onto this live as well. So yeah, I think there'll still be some good value in there for the more advanced. But yeah, hello Louis. I wicked out of a candle for challenge day, but it's all good because it was part of the risk management system. Nice, Steph. Really nice. That stop loss run. I could have just burnt a lot more than what it was worth. Yeah, lovely. Perfect then. Perfect use of risk management. Special treat for Friday night. Hope everyone is good and enjoying the challenge. Me too. Hope everyone is doing well. And I appreciate that, Katie. Hope everyone's having a great chill Friday night. Okay, the week's done. It's chill time. Okay, I got the cream turtleneck on. Okay, it's chill time. Okay, we got the Coke. We got energy drinks. Okay. I haven't been having a lot of energy drinks, but I had like literally 3 hours sleep last night. I don't know if you saw my messages in the Telegram, but I messaged at like Dubai time 4 a.m. and then Dubai time 8 a.m. because I literally had like 3 hours sleep. So I am like buzzing off the energy drinks right now and they're keeping me alive. So everything's yeah, all good. When you create a time machine, you need to go back. Soon. We're on it. Hello, Ryan. I officially agree with you. Trading is a war, and I'm all out of ammo. Hey, all excited for this live beginner breakdown is much appreciated. Nice, Justine. Appreciate that. And yeah, it is gonna be very, very basics orientated. So it should be good. There'll be some nice value in it. Let me just go over here. But we'll just do a quick rundown of sort of what's gone on today. I need some caffeine in the system. So let's go through it. Oh, let me get my mouse. Actually, let me move this. Okay, we got the mouse. So today we formed this sort of weird pennant thing, and let me move this. There we go. That's so much better. And from here, we were looking for shorts up here, which came like, I didn't even know how many pips, like within a few pips. Very unfortunate. And then we were looking for this one as well. Like, again, very unfortunate. And then, what do you know? The biggest drop we've had in a while came. Again, looking for two shorts positions. The bias was extremely clear. That's why I was looking for two shorts, which is unlike me. Normally, looking for those buys, but was quite confident in this. And unfortunately, these two didn't play out the nicest, but it is what it is. And then this level here, we came within like, I don't even know how many pips, like nothing. We came between, so that's unfortunate as well, but it happens. And then we got a nice retest of this, which was given in the Telegram as well, which I am still currently in a short on this. I've took partials on it though, took most of the position off, but that looks nice as well. Probably will close that on this live. Most definitely will. I'm going to keep moving stop loss down. Something that I spoke about in the Telegram earlier as well, before we get into the full main live. Something I spoke about earlier is another mark in the group I had a great call with about, 2 months ago. And something, this is, I think, quite valuable. Something which we spoke about was he was really struggling with, he was adding to, losing positions, and he was closing positions really, really early. And so we were like, okay, do you reckon you can, if you close partials, do you reckon you can stick with, closing a small amount of partials, letting those big winners ride? Because he was catching lovely entries, but he just wasn't letting the positions ride. So what we did was we came up with a plan, and the plan was, hello Husky, hello. And I saw you reply to the message just as I went live as well. I'm really intrigued to how you're getting on. But part of what we outlined was, okay, you're just going to move your stop loss, okay? If when you're closing partials, you really want to close a larger amount of your position, etc. Excuse me. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to remove that option, okay? You're not allowed to do anything but move the stop loss. Like, that's not happening. And since then he's been performing absolutely incredibly well, because again he reduces his downside by moving his stop loss under previous lows, and then what that does is it allows him to ride really big moves, because again he's not having to take profit. He had 0 take profits, 100% stop losses, but he was moving his stop loss consistently up, so when he did catch those big moves, it was just absolutely beautiful. So we were extremely risk averse in what sort of was outlined, and it worked really, really well for him. So I think a good little thing to try or maybe incorporate into your system is, instead of taking partials is very good, but trying to minimize that downside as much as possible and give your upside unlimited potential by just moving that stop loss up, okay? Just consistently. And look, you'll get a lot of trades which hit stop loss, okay, but they won't hit full stop loss. So you get a lot of trades which hit break even, or you get a lot of trades which hit partially in profit, but your downside, your max drawdown, will be significantly reduced, which is amazing, like that is one of the best things ever. And then also your potential upside, like those big runners, will just be huge and will really skew the sort of percentage at the end of the month in your favor. That's how I trade. Yeah, Craig does it as well. You know, moving that stop loss is beautiful. Stop loss is one of the main things you can, I mean, there's only a few things you can control in trading. Like, you actually have 100% control over, because no one can control the markets. No one, if we say it bluntly, no one knows what's going to happen with the markets. Okay, we don't know with 100% certainty. No one knows, and keyword there, no one knows what's going to happen in the markets. No one does. Okay. The only things which we can really control are A, when we're entering, B, our risk management on the trade, and C, trade management. So making sure to optimize those as much as possible. And notice how 2 out of 3 of them aren't even to do with the system. Like, one of them is entry. One of them is to do with the system. The other 2 aren't actually to do with your system at all. They're to do with risk management and trade management. So you can have a very basic system, but if your risk management and trade management is on point, you can profit over time, okay? And so that worked very nicely with him. Outside of Craig is the market, okay? And Craig, your little 2 stop losses earlier, no one's buying it, man. No one's buying it. Craig doesn't hit stop losses, okay? I went along with it because, you know, to sort of go along with the point because I think it was valuable. But Craig, you're not hitting any stop losses. Yeah, Ryan, yeah. A good optimization, like Ryan just said, is instead of moving that stop loss to break even, which is amazing, you know, being in a trade where you can only win is a beautiful thing. But instead of that, maybe moving it under the prior low. Okay, this will mean, okay, you'll get stopped out a few times in minuses, but you will get a lot of those trades which you stay in, which then go on to be big winners. Craig. You got people out here photoshopping winners and then Craig's photoshopping losers to fit in. We'll try it out next week. Nice. A couple of days ago, I felt a big move was coming as price action was not moving as normal. So just thought, looking at charts and watching so much liquidity getting taken for a move. Nice, Tony. It's nice how you saw that coming as well. That shows you're building up the intuition at the charts as well, Tony, which is really important. Krishina, so previous low, it depends what time frame really you're looking at. But if we just look at the charts here on sort of, let's go to like the 15 minutes to make it clearer. Previous low, I just look at this previous low here. So for example, if we entered like this trade here, I would like it to have come to this zone. It would have been nicer. And then we had the stop loss below the zone. And then price moved in our favor. What we could do is instead of moving the stop loss all the way to break even, okay, we could move it under the low, okay? This still means we've got a bit of risk on the trade, but it reduces the risk heavily and it reduces the risk of us getting stopped out before a further continuation move up. It does require backtesting with your specific system and forward testing and everything like that to really optimize, but squeezing, if that squeezes out a few extra percent, a few extra R a month, that compounds over time. Evening, Alex. Hello. Hello. Oh, I really want this to come down more. Okay. So, let's go into what I wanted to do this live about, which is basically extreme basics of trading. Now, we've got a lot of advanced people in here, but I still think there'll be some good tidbits to go over. And so I think the first thing I started with, and the first thing I'll start with here, is straight up candle anatomy. Like, what is a candle? Where's the high? Where's the low? Where's the open? Where's the close? So if you're a complete beginner in here, please get involved. Type it in the chat. Like, I want to see you writing. I want to see you writing it in the chat. And let's just go through this first to nail this down, because I have a feeling there's a few people in the group who like Mark today, who's up over $16,000 in the last 45 days, he's still a bit unsure on full candle anatomy and basic support and resistance. He's seen incredible progress, but he's still a tad bit unsure on it. So re-going over it is definitely important. So if we can in the chat now, I'm going to point at a candle. I'm going to point at a part on the candle. And I want you to tell me in the chat, is it open, close, or high or low? Okay? High, low, open, and close. And then we'll slowly build it from there. Okay? Again, extremely basic live, this one. But there will be some tidbits and there will be some, especially when we get into basic support and resistance, that are really nice. It's a great way to visualize price action. Okay? Really good. Oh, come on. Okay. So I'm going to look at this part of the candle here. What is this part of the candle? Open. And again, if you're unsure, like if you're brand new, please get involved, okay? We're going to walk through. We're going to slowly build it up. The progression of this live is going to be, we're going to go over candle anatomy. Very basic. Then we're going to go over market structure. Then we're going to go over just very basic support and resistance. I mean, the most basic support and resistance, just to help you understand what's going on at the charts a bit better. So yeah, this is the open. This is the candle open. Really nice. Okay, what is this up here? I'll put a line there so you can see it better. What is, and I'll make it really thick, and I'll make it purple. Purple's probably not a good color. I'll make it orange. Okay, so what is this here? Logic says close. Close, 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 close. And again, don't look at the chat like if you're brand new, just first thing that comes to mind, what is it? If you get it wrong, if you say high, low, open, whatever, like it's better than doing nothing. Okay. This is pushing down so nice. I want us to break this low. Okay. So yeah, this is the candle close. Okay. Now, what is this up here? What is this line up here? Out of open, close, high, and low. Ignore that. But yeah, what is high? High. Exactly. Hi, guys. Okay, exactly. Now, what is this? And we're gonna get faster. What is this level here? Craig, top of wick. Okay, perfect. Okay, yeah, exactly. Low. Exactly. Okay, now, we're going to speed it up a bit now. Okay? So, now, what is this? Stop loss. What is this here? This top bit here. Come on, let us know in the chat. I've seen a few people getting a bit confused. Yes, this is, okay, this is good. This is good. Okay, so this is the open of the candle. It's a red candle. Okay, a candle is made up of, well, 4 or 5 parts. So we've got the candle body here. Okay, this is the candle body. We've got a long bottom wick, also known as like a lower shadow, and then we've got an upper wick. Basically, an upper shadow. Like, there's a lot of different names, but upper wick. So we've got a wick at the top of the candle, a wick at the bottom of the candle, and then the candle body, okay? Wicks show where price has been during that time period. So, because we are on the 15-minute time frame, each candle shows us 15 minutes of price action. So every 15 minutes, a new candle is printed, okay? It's the same on stocks and cryptocurrency. This is a gold chart though. So again, we've got the candle body, we've got the upper wick, lower wick, we've got the candle open, and we've got the close. Okay? Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense to everyone? What I've gone over there? Let me know in the chat with a yes now if that makes sense. Yeah? Yeah, perfect. Okay, now we're gonna go over a few things. Okay, let's get it. I want it quick. So, this up here, what is this? Out of the high, the low, the open, the close, or the body? Okay, what part of the candle is that? High. High of the candle, exactly. Now, what part of the candle is this? Low, exactly. Now, what part of the candle is this? What part of the candle is that? Close, exactly. Okay, let's move over. What part of the candle is this? It's a green candle. What part is this? Open. Okay. Open. Nice. What part of the candle is this? I want to drill this in a little bit. I know there's a few people here who are still a bit unsure on this, so I want to make sure candle anatomy is very clear. Okay. That's the close. Exactly. Now, what is this? This all the way up here. High. Exactly. This is the high of the candle. Now, what is this in here? What is this? What do we call this? Body. Yeah, this is the body of the candle. Perfect. Okay. Does that make sense to everyone? Money. Does that make sense? Can we move on from candle anatomy? And again, please let me know in the chat if you want me to go over a few more examples of candle anatomy. Let me know if you want me to go over a few more examples. Otherwise, we'll continue. Anyway, I feel like a few people are going to be out tonight. Okay. All good. Okay, perfect. Now, we're gonna skip market structure because I feel like going straight into support and resistance is nicer and it makes more sense. And I feel like market structure can sometimes confuse people. And the main thing, I think support and resistance helps you understand it a bit better first. But everyone understands the high and low, okay? And body, close, everything like that. Now, price is very much like a house, okay? So let's draw a house on here, okay? Price is like a house, okay? This house is going to have 3 floors. It's not Craig's house. It doesn't have 17 floors and 85 bathrooms, but it's like a house, okay? We've got the attic. Now, the example that I gave today, imagine a kid walks into the front door of this house and is absolutely off their face on caffeine. They've got into school. They've had like 4 Red Bulls. Okay, they haven't really eaten. Okay, and they haven't had PE today. And they're absolutely buzzing. Okay, what they're doing? They go into the house, yeah, and they're jumping up and down. Okay, he doesn't know what's going on. He's just bouncing his head off the ceiling, hitting the floor. Okay, then eventually this kid jumps up and he bounces through the roof. Oh shit, I'm on the 2nd floor of the house. Okay, and he still keeps going. Okay, and then what happens? Okay, oh, he breaks through the floor. Okay, and then he bounces off the floor. And then he keeps going here. And then he bounces through the ceiling again. Okay, and this time he bounces into the attic, goes straight through the ceiling into the attic. But he doesn't have enough momentum, so what happens is he bounces off the roof. And then he comes down and he keeps bouncing. Okay, this is price action. Okay, this is basic support and resistance. It's just like floors of a house. So you walk in, you know, you're jumping up and down, you go through the ceiling, now you're on the 2nd floor. You're bouncing on that floor, you're hitting your head off the ceiling, okay, you're coming back down, hit your head off the ceiling, and then you maybe break through the floor again. And then you hit your head off that ceiling, etc. Does this make sense? Okay, again, imagine like a really excited kid just bouncing off the floor and the ceiling. He breaks into the next, he breaks into the floor above, keeps on going there, breaks into the floor above, and then he breaks down below the floor. Okay, he's on his Skittles, he's on his Monster, he doesn't know what's going on. Okay, does that make sense? Again, you're just bouncing off, there's just floors and ceilings. That's all it is, floors and ceilings. Like the explanation, thanks. It's going to be an expensive house. Very, very expensive. Look, the markets take us for all we've got. You can afford. Yeah, Craig's probably got about 17 of these houses. Okay, so now that we've got that explanation here, okay, what we can do is we can extrapolate that out onto the chart. And we are not going to change anything. Okay, we're going to go on to... we'll go on to the 30-minute time frame because it's nicer. We'll go to a chart that hasn't really got anything on it. Actually, we'll go to the 4-hour. It's got more stuff. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just locate these floors and ceilings. Okay. So I'm going to draw a line and I want you to say whether it's a floor or whether it's a level or whether it's not a level. So just put yes or no if you think it is. Okay, so I'm going to put one straight through here. Okay? Do we think that is that a floor? Is that a ceiling? Is that anything? Or what is that? Mark said no. A few yeses. No. Nothing. I wouldn't say that's anything. Okay? We've a little bit, but we've broke through. And I'm going to give a good explanation to this in a minute. This is going to be a really nice explanation. But now let's try... What about this? What about this? So that one wasn't one. Some more yes than no's on this one. Yes, this is. Now, why is this one and this not one? Okay? If we see here, what we want to see is, this is the explanation I gave. Now, bear with this explanation, okay? Imagine there's 2 fighters, okay? One of the fighters you're scared shitless of. The other fighter, you're not, okay? And you're playing a little prank. You run up to the one you're scared of and you poke him, okay? What are you going to do? You're going to run the other way. As soon as you poke him, you're going to leg it, okay? Because he's a big-ass fighter. You don't want to mess with him, okay? This is like floors and ceilings of a house. This is like support and resistance at the chart. What's happened here is price has come down into this really scary fighter and it's gone, fuck this, I'm going the other way, okay? Because there's a lot of orders there. a lot of orders equals big scary fighter, okay? So we've come there and we've gone, no chance. Okay, and then here we've come back up to it, we've gone, no chance. And then we've come back up to him, again we've tapped him on the shoulder, and then we've gone, fuck that, nah, I'm not doing that today, no chance. And then when we do tap him on the shoulder, okay, we run, but we don't run backwards, we run the other way, okay, we run this way, but we break through it with a lot of volume, okay. So this is us breaking through the other day. We're still running away from him, okay. The goal is we move away from him very quickly. Now, comparing that to this guy, I hope this makes sense as well. I think this will, when I explain the second part. Now, if we look at this one, this is a fighter we don't respect. Okay? Why is that? We're running up to this guy, we're tapping him on the shoulder, and then we're staying in his face a bit. Okay, we're flaunting in front of him. We're giving him the big whatever, the big who I am. Okay, we don't really respect him. Okay, how do we know this? Well, you can see Price is just playing around. Like it's going up to him, it's leaving, it's going back down to him, it's just it's just waltzing past him. Okay, it doesn't respect him at all. Okay, he's not a very big fighter. He's not very scary. There's not many big orders maybe at that level, okay? Does that make sense when I put it like that? Okay, big scary fighter, we come into this level, we run away. When we do break through this level, we leg it to the other side, okay? We get as far away from him as possible. When we come up to him again, okay, we leg it the other way. When we come up to him, we leg it the other way. When we eventually break through and get to the other side of him, we fucking leg it, okay? Whereas this fighter, we're dancing around him. Like, we don't respect him. We don't cause him any fear. Like, we're just dancing around. Like, we're in his face, we're yapping to him, and he's doing nothing, okay? So, we don't respect him. Price doesn't respect him, okay? Does that make sense? Really good explanation. Appreciate that. What do you mean, Lewis? I think this is a pretty good way of explaining just very basic support and resistance. Punching his stomach out. I've got hurting ribs. Best analogy yet. Okay, there's more to expand on, but I hope that visualization of Price is a guy running up to someone, okay, and either you really respect that one person, and once you've taunted him a bit, you leg it the other way, or you don't respect that person and you dance around him and taunt him, okay? You're not going to run the other way. Those are the two different levels, okay? Nice. Okay, nice. That's good. Okay. I hope that enables you to visualize and understand support and resistance a bit better. Okay, now let's go through maybe another example. Let's look here. Okay, what about this one? Is this a form of resistance, support? Is this a level? Like, is this a level at all? Chart frozen. Shit. One second, guys. Let me just remove this and add it back on. Again, this is a we're just breaking things down, very basic on tonight's live, just to try and get people familiar with A, candle anatomy, and B, basic support and resistance. This one here. Perfect. There we go. Nice. Okay, it should be back. Gabriel, support is under price. Yeah, support under price, resistance above price. Resistance is what price goes up into. Support is what price goes down into. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying the live, double tapping the screen. I know this is a bit of a different one, but I hope this has cleared up a few things on candle anatomy, and I hope it's clearing up a few things on support and resistance and what support and resistance actually is, and how to locate very basic support and resistance as well. Okay, nice. Yeah, so Lewis, basically tons of orders, okay? Tons of orders at those levels. And there's a few ways you can sort of visualize it and make it easy to understand. But from this perspective, if we imagine there's just a bunch of orders in this level. Okay, this is a good way. How I did it before was like this. If we imagine a level, this is a resistance level, okay? And let's say there's like 10,000 orders, 10,000 contracts at this level. Excuse the numbers. Let's say let's remove orders. Okay, let's just make it super simple. Okay, let's say there's a village. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Let me know if I'm going a bit too off topic, but I think this really makes it make sense. But you just got to bear with me on this one. Okay, this is a village down here. This is food. Okay, what happens is, and there's 10,000 items of food. The village goes up here and takes some food. Okay, they take like, we don't know, but let's say just 2,000 food. Then they go back to the village, okay? Then they take some more food, okay? They're hungry, they get food, okay? Then we go back to the village, okay? What does this look like? This is just price action. Okay, now let's say we come up to this level and there's no more food left, okay? There's no more food there. We've ran out of the 10,000 sandwiches, okay? What is this village gonna do, okay? We'll remove this and we'll put this here. Okay, we've run out of food at this level. Okay, we kept on going. They're not gonna sit there and starve. They're gonna jump and they're gonna sprint to the next area of food. Okay, because they're hungry. The chief of their village ain't gonna let them starve. So they jump through this level, break through it with a lot of volatility to the next area of food. Then what are they going to do? Okay? Then they're going to come back down here, check if there's any food left, and then they're going to keep on going back up to this level. Okay? This is kind of what happens. If you just replace food with orders, that is pretty much what is happening in the market. There's huge amounts of orders blocking price from going through. And then when price does eventually go through, when we run out of food at that level, price catapults to the next place where there's food, or the next place there's orders, okay? And then we might come back to this area as we set up a few camps there before, and then we'll go back to the food. What has happened here? Let's just break this down. So what's happened here is there's been a lot of orders. There's a lot of orders at this level, okay? Prices come up, okay? It's, eating the food. Prices come down. There's still some more food there, okay? Now they're really full. They're going home, they're seeing family, okay? And now they're going back up. Now they captured the rest of the food, so now there's no food there. So then they go back to the area where there's food, replace food with orders, but I just want to say food because when people hear orders and, like trading terminology, it can be a bit off-putting, but if we just think about it in terms of food, there's food at this level. Okay. Now we've come back to this level, there's no more food. What are you going to do? You're going to jump to the next level where there is food, this previous support here, and we're going to jump straight up to that level. Okay? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it in the most simple way possible. These breakdown/analogies really make more sense to me. I appreciate that. What do you mean? What? I don't even know what that name is. WTF, what's that? Hey Reynolds, yes. Okay. Jenny's super helpful, much easier to understand. Okay, that's really good. Makes perfect sense. Okay, perfect. But making me hungry. Honestly, Graham, I agree. And again, this is just a very basic intro into candle anatomy and support and resistance, and why support and resistance is even a thing. What is support and resistance? Orders. Large orders. When we absorb those orders, we look for areas where there is new orders to absorb. Okay? Would be easier without the wicks, yeah. That would be a lot nicer. Okay. Now, let's do what we've done there, and let's mark up a few levels. So, we had this one here, which was nice. We had this one here. Appreciate that, WTF. And again, guys, if you've got any questions on this one, again, we're keeping it nice and basic on this live. If you've got anything which, you know, slightly stands out to you, or you're curious about anything, just let me know. Again, from this live, I just want to get you guys very familiar with A, candle anatomy, and B, just very basic support and resistance. Very, very basic, what it is and why you should know about it. Yes, Craig. Yeah, because support and resistance is just orders. If we look at a market, the reason markets move is not for any other reason, even though I use a few indicators and I use various forms of confluence, whether it's volume levels, daily, weekly, monthly levels, all of these levels, if we break it down into its simplest form, the market is just buyers and sellers. Orders. That's all the market is, okay? That is what the market is. So when the market moves somewhere, that is just simply there's more buyers than sellers, more buy pressure than sell pressure. When markets move down, there's more sell pressure than buy pressure. That's what it is, its simplest form. It's not moving because of some arbitrary thing. It's just there's more buys than sells. If we're coming up to a level, the reason it bounces quite volatile is because there's a lot of orders at that level. That's why it works like that. And Andrew Tippett. So one thing is, I agree, most groups are crap at trading. But if you had the mindset of, if you're making money with one thing, why would you make money with another thing? Look at all business. If any big business that you can think of had that mentality, they would not have built the absolute huge businesses that they have. If Jeff Bezos designed an online bookstore, and then he started selling e-commerce products, and people said to him, Jeff, you're building a bookstore. Why are you now trying to leverage your online store to sell e-commerce products? Well, we wouldn't have Amazon. Okay? So I think it's completely fair, if you actually know what you're talking about, to leverage your skills to help other people and make money at the same time. I think that's a very fair thing to do. I think a lot of people do it in a very malicious way, but I think the mentality of stay in your box, basically, and stay in your lane is not a mentality that I like to conscribe to. But I'm open to differing opinions. And in vast majority of cases, I agree that most of them are crap. Trolling like crazy, we just check it out. Johnny, we'll take a look. We'll take a look after we've gone over a few more basic support and resistance. Just got that, and then I'd like to hear people's opinions on the live, and then we'll get into Bitcoin. But Andrew, let me know your thoughts when you're on what I just said. I'm happy to explain it more. Louis, hop off with Jay. Definitely have a good catch up with Jay. Now, Louis, definitely. I think, Louis, you've got this stuff down. Definitely have a good catch up with Jay. Right. No, so John, if we just think about it, if we don't think about like buy and sell orders, we don't split it into teams. We just think about it in terms of orders as a collective. Okay, what you're on about, correct me if I'm wrong, John, but you're on about what happens if the village goes down here. Okay? Is this what you're on about, John? What happens if we go down instead of up? Is that what you're on about, John? This is currently gold. Craig. Honestly, let's just start charging for the Discord. Monthly subscription. All courses paywall. Okay? I'm not replying to you unless you send me £5,000. No. We try and make as much resources and provide as much value as possible without gatekeeping anything. Like, nothing in the community is really behind a paywall. I mean, C.Og stuff's there, but that's kind of like tagged on. I really like Mr. C. If he wants to run an extra business and provide an extreme amount of value, I'm happy to do that. You don't need to, but I'm happy to do that. All the educators are providing all of their value there when you're in the group. It's all there. If you want that extra, like personalized, very, 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 very personalized, like calls, daily messages, etc., like, for example, one-to-one with Leon, you can go down that route. But you don't have to. The resources are there. It's just if you want that really personal, time dedicated thing, then I think that's fair. Like, smile. Thank you. I mean, I know what you mean, but I watch people try and trade with £500 and copy someone that trades with over $1 million, and then they sell the dream. They only make like a small amount and have to pay 30%. Andrew, so then they lose it because they don't have enough in the account. Just seems like a lot of traders are more beginners than trading. Andrew, so there's a lot to... By the way, John, let me know if this was what you were on about, and I'll explain it. So, Andrew, the 30% thing is a sales tactic. So, this is going to be a bit of a rabbit hole here. So, a few things happen. If I say to you, okay, you can copy my trades and make money with me, versus if I say, you can copy my trades and make money with me, any money you make, I just ask for 30%. That makes it seem like I'm really incentivized in your success, when in actuality, they don't give a shit about your success because they're pocketing either like commissions on the side or they're getting upfront payment. It's just a sales tactic, really. So be careful of that. And in a lot of cases, they're not actually trading with £1 million account. There's loads of ways they can bullshit, from using white label MT4, MT5 brokers, loads of things. Everything you see online in the trading space, and I mean everything, can be manipulated. It's a really speculative and just crazy space. And you type in trading onto YouTube, and probably the first 10 pages are nonsense. So, yeah. That's what I mean. But then some people would deposit big amounts and they just rinse it. Exactly, Andrew. Yeah. That 100% happens, and yeah. And the thing is, though, that will never go away. For this reason, I get messaged all of the time to join my private group, and people are desperate. And so if I said to a lot of people, like, yeah, you're guaranteed to make like £10,000, you guaranteed, I'd get loads more people join. Okay, I don't do that, but people are desperate. They need to make money. Okay, they want to get out. Okay. And so when people are really, truly desperate, they're not thinking logically. It's like when you're a few pips away from stop loss. Are you thinking logically? No. Well, people are a few pips away from life's metaphorical stop loss. Okay, they can't afford their mortgage at the end of the month, or they can't afford rent at the end of the month, or they can't afford food for their kids. They are a few pips away each month from life's metaphorical stop loss. And if you're near stop loss on a trade, are you thinking logically? Probably not. Well, these people who are near that stop loss in life, they're not thinking very logically. And so they're willing to risk their last money on something which, if they were to really think about it, they know is complete bullshit. And so I get so many messages from people like this. And so I know the sort of demand is there for people to promise you the dream. And as long as that demand's there, there will be a supply to fill it. Doesn't I just think, why try push to gain so many followers when you can make your own money? Trying to make more money, Andrew. It's not good though. A lot of there's the back end of the space is a lot more weird than people think as well, in terms of, like, it's dangerous for people. I know people who you guys 100% know. Like, you guys, if I was to say the name, you know them, and I guarantee 9 out of 10 people here know them. And, like, yeah, on camera, they're whoever, but behind the scenes, I don't even want to say it, but, like, it's bad, okay? It's bad. Like, really not good. Not good. So, although things look like on the surface, yeah, and I'm not thinking monetary bad, I'm thinking like security, family at risk type bad. So that's what happens when you go down that sort of bad route. And you need to just, calm as a bitch. Yeah, Andrew, look, I completely agree. The space is very, very, very scammy. It is. And it's difficult. Like, trading's hard. I'm not going to say the name. Freedom for a lifetime type of industry, but most people get baited in the wrong way. 100%, Steph. 100% baited. I like the pun. Ask your opinion, thanks. All good, Andrew. And let me know if you've got any other, like, little questions. I find it very, I'm on sort of the other end of it. I'm on, like, both ends of it. And so I think I can give quite a different perspective than what you might hear from anyone else. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions to do with it if you've got any, mate. I find it very, very interesting. We don't talk about the tabs. I haven't got anything. What have I got? I've got Zoom meetings. I've got Kahoot. Google meeting. Emails. Another Google meeting. Another Google meeting. And then just emails. We don't talk about that. Yeah, look, we're not scrolling to the most recent ones, okay? But yeah, I went a bit off on a tangent there, guys. I hope everyone understands. Do I speak English? Understands the A, the candle anatomy, and B, the very basic support and resistance, what it is, why we use it, and why it works. And if you want me to clarify anything, please let me know, and I'll re-go over it. And I'm happy to do that. Andrew, terrible. Near enough everyone should avoid options as the risks aren't innately obvious. Options are so risky, and they're extremely difficult to understand. And unless you are extremely, like, looking into it extremely in depth, it's so hard to find an edge there. And a lot of people think they find an edge, but I think a common thing in the options community is it's already priced in. You think you've got an edge, you think you've got some alpha on the market, it's already priced in. It's already priced in. Everything's priced in. Everything. So whatever you think you know over the market, it's already priced in. Options is very dangerous. And then the pocket options thing, I'm pretty sure is, no good. Noticed that even on lower time frames, when a candle opens, it likes to travel / bounce to 50% of the previous before candle moving. Wait, let me zoom in and try and get an example of what you're on about so we can clearly visualize it on the chart. We'll avoid this awful, go to some higher volume price action. Okay, zoom in a bit. So let's go here. So Louis, do you mean... chart's frozen. 1 second. Aye. Remove. Add. By the way, I don't normally go live on a Friday, guys, but again, after having an absolutely amazing day at the trading floor with Mark today, went over some really, really good things. We were speaking for ages. I wanted to go live again. So here we are. And also, I couldn't be on the messages as much today because again, I was with Mark a lot, and so every opportunity I get, I was on the messages, but I couldn't for a large amount of it. So if you do have any questions from throughout today that you messaged me that I couldn't get back to or anything like that, I think the live is a really good opportunity. So if I do miss any messages throughout the day or miss anything in the Discord, I'm always going to be live 8 p.m. Sunday to Thursday, sometimes Friday. So you can always hop on the live, ask me in here, and I answer hopefully every question unless it like zooms up. So mainly on the 1 and 3 minute. Okay. I zoomed back on the 5 minute, Louis. There we go. Okay. So, what a drop. So, I'm free and have a passport, Max. Jay's coming back out soon. Not back out. Jay's coming out soon as well. And then I'm going to go see Mark again tomorrow as well. So that should be really good. What about joining the group? Jason, there's a link on the YouTube description. If you click that and then request to join the group, and then you can access it through there and everything. I watched as you closed that sell position and I put a buy on my chart and it's boomed. Would you mind explaining to me what you saw right there to get out? Wait, I didn't... Wait there, which... What a beautiful... Wait there, let's appreciate this exit. Perfect. So Hammer, the reason I got out of this position... I'll move this up a little bit. The reason I got out of this position, and like you saw me do it earlier, is just because here I saw a lot of like volume. If we pull a fixed volume range across here, like we can see, let me just move this over. We can see previous support there. Previous support there. If we zoom in a bit. Previous resistance, like you can see resistance. We broke above it, support. We broke below it, resistance. We broke above it, support. We broke above it, support. We broke below it, resistance. When we broke back above it, huge impulse move. Like this here just had so much support and resistance, so much volume at that level. So when we came back down to it, that's why I exited that short position, which was nice. Nice day. Okay. Louis, let's... I'm intrigued to see what you are on about. Let me zoom in. Zoom all the way in. I don't know why I'm using the mouse thing when I've got a mouse there. Account management is scammy / having they do in the end even if initially where to go good to avoid is best. 100% Christina. 100%. Most account management is absolutely horrific. Horrific. Yeah, it's just terrible. So avoid that, especially if someone's promising you crazy gains. I mean, one thing to always keep in the back of your mind, which is incredibly important, the best fund in history, okay, the Medallion Fund, okay, which did an annualized return of about 66% over like 30-something, 40-something years, okay? So that's a monthly return of like a 4-point-something%, okay? The best fund in history, okay? Like, I can't explain to you how insanely, unbelievably good that is, okay? 4% a month they did. 66% annualized returns. Insane. Okay? Someone online advertising a account management, which is basically like, they'll run it like a fund, advertising anything more than that. It's no. Like, they're not doing that. They're not doing that. And they advertise it like, the reason I use that comparison is because they're advertising it like it's a fund like that. And yeah, there's just no way. So yeah, just avoid. So Louis, if from what you said, I assume you mean if we get, where is it? If we use a GAN box. Okay, this one doesn't. Do you mean when price has an increase, normally price retraces to the 50% retracement mark before continuing up further? Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's it, Christina. Michael Burry, the Big Short, the shorting goat. Michael Burry shorted the housing crisis. He made like, I don't know how much he made. And he shorted it. I think he had like open positions, something like $1.5 billion. And I think he made like a few $100 million going against everyone, which is, what a beast. Imagine shorting houses. Like, that didn't happen, but like, you get what I mean. Yeah, Louis, is this what you mean? I feel like it might be a bit more complicated than I'm laying out, and it might be a bit difficult for you to convey it over messages and me to understand it and put it onto the chart like that. Graham, gold has been in a downward channel on the 5-minute for a while now. How do you know if it's a bull flag or just a downward trend? Let's go. So 5-minute time frame. Let's zoom out a bit. So just off first look, pure intuition, this doesn't look like a bull flag. It looks too elongated to be a bull flag. Normally, a bull flag, we want very tall pole and then like a small flag. Okay, we don't want that. Looks like a flag, doesn't it? Okay. If you saw that, just pure visualization, if you saw that, you'd be like, yeah, that's a flag. Okay, if you saw a flag that looked like this, okay, it's a bit weird. That's probably a bad explanation, actually. But this just doesn't look like a good bull flag to me, really. The move to the upside isn't as impulsive as I'd want it. You know, it's very higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's not like this. This is nice. Like, this is big impulse. This just isn't that. But it still could be a channel which has the same sort of effect. You know, we're looking for a breakout to the upside. Nice spot. I agree, Steph. I agree. Pitch fan, Hammer, I'd have to get it up, but I've pretty much been through most of them on TradingView and tried out a lot of them. I remember like GAN boxes had my interest for a while. Like, I was just really interested by them. I can't remember that this is so long ago now, but I know there's like a crazy good trader who uses GAN boxes and he's like very famous. I can't remember it now. Windsock, yeah. I've tried literally everything, bots, management, you name it. I've tried it all in the last 5 years. Take it from me. None of it works. It's all bullshit, and I've lost a hell of a lot of money trying. Yeah, I completely agree, Danny. And look, Danny, one thing is, if you do fall victim to these, you know, it is what it is. They do have very slick marketing, and like, they are preying on your every like downfall. Okay, when you're like, this is how like deep it can go. Okay, if you're interested in trading, you best believe Meta knows it. Okay, Metapixels knows it. Okay, and then if on a particular day you're looking at videos which are more sad videos, like, they know you're pretty sad that day, like, let's say, and then they can target certain things to you. They can, like, man knows you better than you know yourself, so they can target you very, very, very precisely. So if you fall victim to it, it's not like they've got a sniper and they're just trying to pick you out. No, they've got a sniper which is perfectly made and literally custom built to target you specifically. So if you fall victim to these, then, you know, it is what it is. I understand how it can happen, but the main thing, like you have done, Danny, is learning from it. And yeah. Did you ever get bored, or are you always doing something? Always busy, me, bro. If I got nothing to do, I'll make something to do. Yeah, Craig's always, trust me, Craig is never doing nothing, okay? Like, I can say that with 100% certainty. He finishes one huge project and then he's like, yeah, let's build a rocket. Like, he's like the Elon Musk of trading. Like, Elon Musk built Tesla, you know, $1 trillion company, and he was like, yeah, I'm going to build rockets now. Yeah, I'm going to build a tunneling company. Yeah, I'm going to build an AI company. Trained myself now for the last year and learned the hard way. Yeah, look, it happens. It happens, Danny. But it's good how you've got the experience, Danny, and you can sort of pass that on, and you know, help other people sort of avoid that, and hopefully make it a bit crappier for scammers. And a lot of them have stopped in sort of recent years. They've had to get a lot more sophisticated with how things are, because people are becoming more aware. It's less profitable to be a twat, really, just as people are becoming more aware of these. But yeah. This is the best and only place to be. Appreciate that, Danny. Appreciate that. Support and resistance. Yeah, there's a lot of indicators you can use to mark up various areas of support and resistance. Yeah, Krishina, I agree with that. Leaving reviews, just making people aware as well. Like, word of mouth is is pretty important. And yeah, seems like everyone though, like everyone in the trading space has started like doing some sort of like sketchy bot. Like seems like everyone's. It's really not good. LuxAlgo does have some great indicators, by the way. They have a huge library of indicators. Huge. Yeah. You said it correctly, scammers and twats. Yeah. My favourite saying, like, it's a saying that I've had for ages. If anyone says, like, a particular, like, type of person or this group of people or this are twats, I just say no. Twats are twats. Okay? That's the best saying in the world, in my opinion. Twats are twats. Not this specific person or this specific person. Twats are twats. I like that saying. It's annoying though that scammers end up putting on fake reviews from dummy fake user created profiles. Yeah. It's so easy. Like it's so easy to go on and buy like fake Trustpilot reviews and do all that stuff. Or to be fair, you know, people have insiders and they can get like certain things removed and this, that, and the other. One thing is, like, I'm not saying Trustpilot does this at all. You know, Trustpilot's a good review platform. Definitely has some problems, but imagine you had like a review website that was, and how you made money was you charged a subscription to businesses. Okay, so that business could, you know, get a little star next to their name, and they can get faster support, and they can get access to a bunch of marketing resources. Okay, who does that business want to look after? Do they care about the people who are visiting their website to look for honest reviews, or do they care about the businesses whose reviews are on the website? Who do they care about? They care about making the business happy, because the business is the person who's paying them, not the person who's visiting the website. So who are they incentivized to look out for? If there's a bad review and business isn't, you know, liking it, like, who are you going to look after? The person who's putting money in your pocket or the person who isn't? I'm not saying any business does that. I'm just making a point. Good job. I am not on the challenges. I broke all the rules. That's unfortunate, John. Tough one today. Yeah, it's really annoying about... and by the way, guys, I hope we've sort of moved on now, but I hope you guys enjoyed the sort of candle anatomy sort of walkthrough that we went through, and then the basic support and resistance. I hope the food analogy made it more understandable. I hope that allows you to understand like support and resistance, why it works and why sometimes it doesn't work, and etc. I hope that helped. And then yeah, it was definitely a weird day. I'm really I'm not annoyed. It was like an alright day. Wait, where is it? What is this? It was an alright day, but it is a bit frustrating about this short position here, because that was a sizable drop. Like, yeah, I mean, that's really nice. So that's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Yeah, sometimes negative reviews show up as hidden, unfortunately, so we can't see them on Trustpilot, etc. Yeah. Very useful, although hungry now. I'm getting a bit peckish now. We'll wrap up soon for the weekend. And yeah, Krishina, it's a difficult space. You've got to, just like with being at the charts, you've got to understand why the buyers are buying, why the sellers are selling. Understanding both sides of of the argument when you're looking at, you know, purchasing something or investing in something. What does this person get out of this? What do I get out of this? Is that a fair value exchange? Are they incentivized in my success? Is this a healthy partnership? Like, looking at things from that perspective is good. Brilliant explanations of everything, Max. I'm slowly learning to trade myself and not to rely on signals given. I want to be held fully accountable if I lose trades. Nice, Darren. Nice, Darren. And that's what we went over with Mark today. Mark, purely, like, he doesn't have the best trading knowledge right now. And he's just been following the trades in the group, and he, you know, in the last 45 days, done over $16,000, which is amazing. And he's in the exact same position where he wants to build up his own trading knowledge so he doesn't have to rely on signals or on analysis, and, you know, he can actually understand when he takes a loss. It's not just like, oh, that trade hit a loss. Is what it is. It's, okay, that trade hit a loss. Let me see where I went wrong with this, and this. Because, you know, you've made up the trade, you've got the setup, which is it's a really nice place to be, and it's a really good place for growth. So yeah, there is no other group like this with genuine people who always say it as it is. Thanks for bringing us together. I appreciate that, Andy, a lot. Cheers, Max. I've got to shoot. See you in a bit, Tony. Yeah, Mark's on YouFunded. He's on 180k account, and yeah, smashed it. Done very, very, very well. So big shout out to him, and all the other members crushing it. Okay. Oh God. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick look at Bitcoin because I did say to someone earlier that I would. I don't even know what this level is. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. Came onto Bitcoin at the perfect time. Wait there, let me have a look at this. I didn't even have an alert set for this. I didn't expect us to come down this quick. Wait there, let me just actually see what's going on with this. That's not very nice. That's not very nice. This is a pretty good level. Let's see on the 1 hour. 1 hour, money flow's still coming down. That's not good. Momentum's curving to the upside. Money flow's still curving to the downside, unfortunately. Money flow's starting to curve over on the 30-minute. Momentum we are forming divergences. This could be a nice little scalp up. I don't think this will be the exact bottom because money flow isn't curving over yet. When money flow's curving over, then we can anticipate the bottom coming in. But right now it's starting to curve, so I think we've got another move down. But we can see momentum. I'll pull this up so you guys can see exactly what I'm on about. But we can see here the momentum curving to the upside. Momentum right here. We can see these waves. You see this wave here, and this wave here are all heading in this direction, whereas price is heading in this direction. This shows a divergence, a regular divergence. Price and the oscillator are going in two different directions. By the way, guys, if you do enjoy the live, double clicking the screen helps like spread the live around. I appreciate that. And so, yeah, when this happens, we anticipate a reversal. This happening as we head into a level is very strong. So we probably will get a bounce from here. 6 minute looks really good. $5 minute not as good. 3 minute looks good. 1 minute looks really good. Yeah, if you are looking at Bitcoin, this doesn't look bad to look into at all. Yeah, I anticipate at least a local bottom here for a move up. and then probably bottom out somewhere further down. I don't think this will be the exact bottom. Could be, but I think at least the local bottom here. I try so hard to tune into every live. These alone are priceless. Max, full credit to all you do. If I could just learn and take a few % away, I'll be content. Thanks as always. Slow but trying my best. Love that, John. And I really appreciate that feedback, mate. It really does. It really does mean a lot. And I enjoy seeing you on here, John. Whenever I see you and I see your name pop up, it's always great to see you, mate. 100%, Steph. 100%. I mean, you can do it on one. Like, you can have one pair and just clean up. Why do you have so many tabs open? I don't know. I just have so many because I do a lot throughout the day. So a lot of different meetings, lead a lot of different folders, and then checking a lot of different emails and stuff like this. So I just don't close them after it. No, Andy, if you see, like, if you agree with me and you see some confirmations, it might be worth a trade. I'll have a look at it after the live, like, and really focus into it. I'll do a quick rundown in the private group of exactly what I think. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The only problem is heading into the weekend. Like, we are really late now. So even crypto, although crypto's open over the weekend, volume's really low. You don't necessarily want to trade as we go into the weekend, as again, even during the weekend, volatility, it all drops, even in the crypto market, so you can get chopped up. And your idea can be correct, but just the volume's not there to actually back it up. Leave his jobs alone, focus. Okay, guys, we'll finish it up there then. I appreciate everyone tuning in to the live. It's been a really good one. And then I'll be posting this Bitcoin analysis and gold analysis in the private group after this. And yeah, take care, everyone. Have an absolutely amazing night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all Sunday. See you in a bit. See you in a bit, Krishina. See you in a bit, Heath, Mark, Mail, John, Katie, John, Andy, Mark, Steph, Karana, Brush, Forex Dave, Alan again, John, K-Mops. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.